right, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Book Graveyard. We're doing our Guide to Gothics, the Paperback Graveyard Guide to Gothics.
I
Nick and
like
Eric's
that.
Guide to Gothics.
I love that.
Yeah, we haven't we haven't officially decided on the name, but
Yeah.
So per usual, here we got my man Eric from the Paperback Warrior, Gothic expert.
I don't know about expert, but I'm here.
So in the Guide to Gothics, we are kind of discovering, learning about Gothics, making notes, sharing it with the world.
Studying Gothics. Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I think it's a mysterious genre for a lot of readers. Paperback collectors are you kind of drawn in by the covers, but you don't really hear a lot of people that read the Gothics and discuss them. It's not something that's really grasp the paperback community other than just the covers alone. But I think there's a lot of mystery there with the genre itself, whether they're straight up romance books that only certain individuals read, like the Golden Girls, or they're actually a crime noir, or if they're thriller, or if they're crime fiction. And the general consensus a lot of times is that they're horror novels, which is you've probably realized at this point in reading them that that's not really the case.
Yeah,
there's hints. Yeah, there's hints of the supernatural, but there's hardly ever an actual horror core to the story. It hints at it, but it never actually comes to fruition.
Right. I mean, there's horror in the sense that there is real world horror, like a crime or a murder.
Right. Yeah. There's never any apparition or something like that. There's never a haunting, even though it's teased through 3/4 of the book. There's never a haunting or a ghost.
Spoiler alert, everybody.
Yes. Rare. I have seen it a couple times where they leave it at the end, where they just kind of leave it open to interpretation on whether there was a haunting or not. I just read one recently that was that way, and it's interesting to do it that way, because then you can kind of guess and sort of let your imagination run wild at the end. So, but most of the time you can kind of figure out this isn't supernatural.
Yeah. I haven't read one yet that it has been supernatural, but I'm hoping someday. I hope it does happen.
Yeah.
I wrote up this little thing that of what I think a Gothic novel is, that I wanted to read off. And so I say a Gothic suspense / romance story, because they're called both, either a Gothic romance or Gothic suspense, is oftentimes a mystery, but instead of the narrative being from the perspective of a character solving the crime after the fact, the Gothic is from the perspective of the would-be murder victim trying to avoid their death.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. That's right.
So yeah, there's usually the conspiracy to get them out of the way, and the mystery of a Gothic is figuring out who is actually after them, who's true, who's false, and figuring out before it's too late, and it becomes a hard-boiled crime novel.
Yes, right. That's exactly right. Yeah, to see how it develops.
So yeah, I mean, it is kind of hard to sum up what exactly is a Gothic. So for you viewers out there wondering about this wonderful genre, me and Eric have come up with this list here. We're going to call it the Gothic Litmus Test.
Yes.
So it just has themes that we're going to check off. We're going to add them up, and we're going to see just how Gothic each one of these books is.
Yeah. Great idea. Yeah, I love it.
So we will do that after our review. And what are we reviewing today?
We are reviewing Decoy in Diamonds. There it is in all its beauty. You've got the vulnerable beauty on the cover there, screaming or alarmed. She's afraid of something that's off page. We don't know what that is. It's got Gothic up at the top, in the top corner there where you see Dell. It says Gothic. This was originally published in 1972 in paperback by Dell, but it was originally published in 1971 by Putnam as a hardcover, with no indication that it was a Gothic, no indication at all that it was a Gothic. the author is Natalie Gates. Did you want me to kind of go into her
Oh,
story?
absolutely.
Cool. So this isn't the first diamond that she's been around. The Decoy and Diamonds. Natalie Gates, her father was the first owner of the Cincinnati Reds.
That is amazing. Do you know the Cincinnati Reds are the first official Major League Baseball team?
I think I did know that. Yeah, because in fact, I think he owned the Cincinnati Reds before 18. I think it was like before 1890. It was like 1880s, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, he bought the Cincinnati Reds. He was their first owner. He had started out in the something called, I think, the American Association, which was a precursor to Major League Baseball. They had like 16 teams, and he started in Indianapolis with an Indianapolis team, but he somehow migrated over to Ohio and then buying the Reds. And then by, I think, 1895, something like that, around the turn of the century, he bought the New York Giants. Anyway, so he was around, baseball his whole life. She was born in 1895. She died at the age of 84 in 1980. She had no children. She only wrote 2 books. She wrote this one, but her first book was a 1967 hardcover titled Hush, Hush, Johnson. And it's a spy novel about this woman who works at a defense contractor plant, and she ends up getting swayed by this welfare, this guy who works for the Department of Welfare. And it turns out he's a Russian spy. Imagine that. A Russian spy getting in the door with a defense contractor through a beautiful woman. So she gets duped by a Russian spy. So that's what the book's about. It got critically panned by the New York Times and Kirkus. They both they said it was awful.
Yeah.
This was an awful book. And so she got panned by the critics for her 1967 book, but she returned 4 years later with this Decoy and Diamonds book to try it again. This was her last book. She only did 2 books. So that's it.
That's interesting that she started writing at the end of her life.
Right. Yeah. It's like I would imagine, with the amount of wealth that they had, she probably toured the world. She probably went on a few cruises. She probably did a lot of safaris.
Yes.
She saw the world, and she had no children to bog her down. She was married. She had gotten married. Looking this up, she got married, like, I think in 1925. She married hotel owner Bennett Gates, which is how she got her name, Gates. She was originally Natalie Brush, but it ended in divorce. And then 40 years later, she got remarried, and it was also a divorce. So she probably just liked her money and liked her freedom, and just liked to do her own thing. And she probably got bored with life and decided she could write a book. Whether she was any good or not, we'll find out. But
it got published. I mean,
got published,
right?
Yeah,
I'm sure it had nothing to do with all the money that she had. Greasing palms. It's funny that you mentioned the New York Times, because when I was looking up Natalie Gates, and I couldn't find anything, by the way, good job. That was in depth. The only thing I found was this New York Times article called "Criminals at Large," and it was about female mystery writers. It was published. Is that considered published in the newspaper?
Yeah.
Published in the newspaper September 19th, 1971. And it's very short. It's a very short review of this wonderful book. And I'm just going to go ahead and read that. And this is an ongoing conversation. So she mentions the previous book. Anyway, you can try Decoy and Diamonds by Natalie Gates. This too takes place on a cruise touching at South African ports. This too has a shipboard romance in which the ugly duckling to swan motif is mauled about. The plot has to do with a hot diamond passed off on a lady biology teacher. Crude writing, crude plotting, forget about it.
Wow.
Toasted. They toasted her ass.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know on the New York, it was either the New York Times or it may have been the Indianapolis Star had said about her previous book. The reviewer was asking, "Is this supposed to be a comedy? Is this supposed to be serious? Because we can't really figure out what exactly she's trying to accomplish here." And that's something a writer never wants to hear.
Right.
Like, are you trying to be funny, unintentionally funny, or is this a formula that you're trying to follow? Like, what's going on with your shtick? But yeah,
Right. All right. Well, and that leads us into Decoy and Diamonds. Is everyone ready? Are you excited? Have I got you all hyped up for it?
I sure hope so.
All right. So, it starts with this prologue. And I remember reading the prologue and texting you and be like, man, I really like this. The start of this book, I was all in. The prologue is about a diamond mine in South Africa. It's about one of the miners finding this giant diamond, and the company he works for is the Blue Ground Mining Club company club.
Yeah.
And if one of the workers finds a diamond, you can turn it into them and they'll give you, I think, 30% of what it's worth to try to discourage thieves from stealing the diamond. So if you find this giant diamond, they will give you money for it. And the guy who finds it has like a big family, and this man approaches them and basically says, I'll give you all this money. I'll give you way more, and if you help me get this diamond out of here.
Right.
And the guy, so the miner has like this big family. He's very poor, and he gambles it all, throws away his $3,000, $30,000. It was a lot. It was like $30,000.
Right.
And he wanted 300,000 instead. So
yeah. He was kind of like poaching for talent. He was like trying to poach to get some talented miners that wouldn't mind smuggling a few gems out. And so he's a recruiter. He's a talent recruiter.
So there we have the intro. Did you like the intro? Were you in? Were you all in?
I was. I was really into this. I was like, man, this is going to be great. And and if you want a really good diamond smuggling book, by the way, Ralph Hayes has an installment in the Stoner series, and it's the second book called, I think it's called the Satan Stone, I think. I've got a review of it on Paperback Warrior. If you just go to the tag for Stoner, it's in there. But excellent diamond smuggling book. The guy ends up smuggling out this huge diamond, and he hides it under like a piece of machinery in this mine. And they hire Stoner, and it's a prison, by the way. It's a prison. It's a mining prison. And the prisoner, he gets this huge diamond out, and he hides it under machinery, but he has no way of getting the diamond out of the prison. So they end up hiring Stoner, who's he's a international salvager. They hire him to break into the prison and steal the diamond from the machinery, and then break out, and then they're going to end up funneling the money back into the guy's family or whatever. But great book, and I was hoping, based on what I read, I was like, well, this is going to be an awesome diamond smuggling thing, and it's just going to be great. There's going to be a cruise ship involved, but no.
Yeah. I wish we would have read that one instead.
Yes. Right.
Yeah. All right. So that's the prologue. So we get our first chapter where we meet our protagonist is Elsa.
Yeah.
She's an unaccompanied female biology professor from Bryn Mawr College.
And by the way, two things on that. The author, Natalie Gates, went to that college. And the other thing is her mother was named Elsa. So that's where she gets those names from.
Oh, man. Deep dive in Paperback Warrior. Never let you down. I don't even know how you find it, because I looked it up, and all I found was that New York Times article. So you got the skills to pay the bills, man.
I don't know about that, but
okay, so so she was single her whole life. She's 28. She's a 28-year-old virgin. She's a virgin.
Yes.
She was taking care of her invalid mother, who was a bedside tyrant, and the mom died. and this cruise was a gift from her sister to celebrate her freedom.
Yeah.
So she is not well versed in the world and in people and relationships or anything really.
Right.
Yeah, she's pretty blank. She
Yeah.
says heavens to Betsy a lot. Heavens to Betsy.
Yeah.
So that, I think that sums up her persona pretty well. Heavens to Betsy.
Yeah. She's kind of school marmish.
So she's on this cruise ship. There's assigned seats. I guess this is a real thing. She gets assigned to a table where there's this good looking guy. He has movie star good looks, and all the ladies want him. She's luckily sitting next to him. Not that he like notices her really.
Yeah.
And that man is named Clink. It's probably one of my favorite character names of all time.
Yeah.
Old Clink.
Yeah, Clink. That sounds like an old school nickname, you know. But that's his actual name.
Yeah, it's his actual name. I just kept picturing like the 1940s like adventure romance movies with like the guy with the slicked hair and the mustache, the little sharp mustache, you know?
Yeah, right.
Clink.
Yeah. Same.
The other characters, there's the captain of the ship, who is he's got a nice looking blonde woman attached to him named Cathy Buchanan.
Yeah, she's very irritating.
Yes, she is
very irritating.
And yeah, and even in the book, she has an obnoxious laugh. They keep stating how she has a very obnoxious laugh that you can hear coming from a mile away.
Yeah.
There's like a gossiping passenger lady, which I thought was going to make a difference somewhere along the story, where she was going to give some intel and move the story forward. But no, she's just there.
I thought she was going to make a difference in the story by falling overboard, but she never does. She's with us the whole book.
The whole book. And yeah, she's with us the whole book. And not only that, but all she does is gossip about what we've already known about. Yes. So it's brutal. It's brutal, people.
Yeah, and that's, you know, when you're writing a book, or if you're writing for cinema, one of the no-nos is never recap something that you've already seen or read. Don't ever have a character recap that.
Yeah.
And she does it throughout this book.
Throughout. It's wonderful. So on their cruise ship, they go to their tour. They're going to tour the Blue Ground Mining Company. While Elsa is walking through the crowd, one of the miners, all wrapped up, slips something into her hand.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this, Eric. You're out in public. Let's say you're on this cruise ship. You've landed in South Africa. You're walking around, all these locals around you, and someone shoves something into your hand and then scurries off. What's the first thing you're gonna do?
I'm probably gonna open it up and see what it is, because I can decide if I want to carry this thing around with me.
Right? Is it a dead mouse wrapped in a towel? Is it a finger?
Is it a bomb?
Is it a bomb?
Is it drugs?
Well, that's the wrong answer, because the right answer is you put it in your purse. You put it in your purse right away. You forget about it.
Right. Yeah. She puts it in her purse and she carries it around with her for almost the entire day before she even decides, hey, why don't I check this out?
Forgets about it.
Yeah.
Forgets about it. And then she gets back to her cabin and is like, oh yeah, that stranger shoved that hard thing into my hand. I wonder what that was. So she opens it up and bada bing, bada boom, there's a giant diamond.
And then bada bing, bada boom, this is when I realized that this book is going to suck. I was like, this is not good. We have not built a firm foundation for a plot here with this simple, shortcut. But carry on. Carry on.
Good eye. We can keep up as many baseball analogies in honor of Natalie Gates' dad as possible.
Yes. Yeah.
So let's see. So she shows it to Clink. She shows it to Clink, who is really excited about it. And it turns out that he works for a company hired to catch diamond smugglers.
And
What a coincidence.
Exactly. Yeah. He just happens to be on this cruise ship and he happens to make conversation with her. It's all chance.
She just happens to show this guy,
right.
Good looking Clink. Now Clink is a dick, right? What a jerk.
Yeah,
I mean,
totally.
to little callback here, why is she with him?
Yeah, that was a question we had in our last book review of The Shadow Guest by Hilary Wall. We kept asking, why is she with him? And we're back to that again.
So yeah, he's such a jerk to her, and she's just she's kind of smitten, but he does give her bad vibes, and she doesn't trust him at first.
Yes, correct. And I didn't either.
Yeah, I didn't either, and I think that's right there is probably the first. No, it's probably the second Gothic trope. I think the first one was her being picked up from her regular life and set into the different location. Okay, so Clink wants her to give him the diamond to protect it, like because does he shows her a card, right? He's like, I'm.
Yeah, to prove that he's an attorney out of New York, he gives her a card that has his name on it and says that he's an attorney, and that's it.
Right. Clink makes the quick connection that it was actually probably supposed to be Cathy, the obnoxious blonde woman, who was supposed to get the diamond because they had the same dress on.
Right.
Or a very similar dress.
Exactly.
And then Clink also tells her to watch out. Her life is in danger.
Right. Yeah.
So at this point, we don't know if it's like, is he's the guy who's helping to try to get smuggled this diamond out? And she just stepped in it. She just stepped in a pile of poo. Or if he's actually trying to help her.
Yeah. I had still some interest left at this point. It was dwindling quite a bit, but I still had some interest to find out if this guy was legit or not. And my question was whether he was actually just part of the smuggling, or if he was, the head of the smuggling group. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, and that's it. That's the conspiracy. That's the conspiracy, the Gothic conspiracy trope. And I was right there with you. And though I will say that it quickly falls apart, and then what you see is what you get in this book. Unfortunately,
yeah.
So there's not really much more to this plot to go over.
No.
The two parties are just kind of trying to get the diamond.
Yes.
In a cartoonish kind of way.
Yeah, the diamond ends up, to kind of fast forward a little bit, she ends up giving the diamond, she ends up losing the diamond in a crazy scene, which we're going to talk about, and then she ends up recovering the diamond and then losing it again at a ballroom dance. After she gives it to him, he loses it in a ballroom dance.
Yes, Clink loses it.
Clink loses
it. Give credit where credit's due. The guy who's going to protect
looking.
it.
Yeah, and then they go looking for the diamond again, and they do this for 160 pages, maybe 150 pages of just, let's go to the next place and look for the diamond. And when they look for the diamond, the readers are dragged through. Let's look under this chair. Let's look under this chair leg. Let's go to the swimming pool and check in the swimming robe, the bikini robe, or whatever you want to call it, the cover up.
Yeah.
Let's go look here. You're dragged through it. But the most compelling scene, which I think you're going to tell us about, was the safari that she's on in the African jungles, surrounded by lions.
Page 47. It's when one of the greatest scenes in any book.
Yeah.
So Elsa's on this the train for the safari. They're out trying to see some wildlife.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for Elsa, she ate some bad food back on the ship, back in the town. I don't know. And she has diarrhea.
Right.
She has to go to the bathroom right now.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare scenario, to be honest.
It really
is something that I fear, like, for real. So
yeah.
Maybe it is a horror book. So when this first starts happening, I'm cracking up. And I was like, I'm trying to think, have I ever read a story about a character that has to go to the bathroom? Like
I never have. I've never read that before in any book. There's never been it's not like you're reading, one of these private detective novels and the private detective says, wait a minute, I've got to go take a dump. But in this case, and it is a nightmare scenario because she's on a safari. So they're on like the little train, that's riding along the park. And she has to take a dump, and obviously they're not going to just stop it so she can get off and take a dump. And she's like, if you have to do this or else I'm going to make a mess of your seat. And Clink is saying, hey, she's for real. She really has a belly buster here. Like we've got to let her unload. And they're telling her, hey, if you get out here and take a dump, there's a possibility that you could be eaten by lions.
By lions, yes.
And she says, I'm going to take a chance on it because I've got to go bad. And she runs off the safari, goes and crouches behind a bush. And another safari comes along and they spot her taking a dump. And they're like, hey, this is another wild animal in the jungle. It's a human crouching, taking this massive, nasty, juicy dump. And they're like, they just say, pardon our dust here. Let's just move on. And she's, but what she has is she has the diamond with her in her purse when she goes to take a dump. And then when she's walking back to the safari,
there's a lion. Yeah. There's a lion that growls at her, and she panics and drops her bag and runs back to the train. So while she's back in the train, she tells Clink, and Clink's about ready to run out there and get it, but they look out the window and there's Cathy. Cathy's already out there. She's already got the bag and running back.
Yeah.
Lions be damned. She doesn't care.
Right.
I mean, there's lions out there.
Yeah. Yeah, and she's like, I'm freaking Tarzan right now. I'm going after the jewels of Opar right here by grabbing this diamond and getting back to the safari, which she does. And then they give the purse back to Elsa at the end. And Elsa, of course, learns that there's no diamond in the purse. So that's why they go across the ship searching for the diamond. And it's like it's a mad world where all these people are looking for the diamond. But at this point, Cathy's involved because she's got the diamond. She's involved in the smuggling. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's not a lot of suspense here at all.
No, there's not much mystery. The only other mystery is who's involved with her. And then they pretty much they unveil that not too long after this incident.
Yeah.
It's the monkey incident, which is also another wonderful part of this. Because they have to stay in town for their trip, and Clink organizes it so Elsa and Cathy have to share a room.
Right.
So they're like, they know that each other's after the diamond and one has it and one doesn't, but they're playing it straight.
Yes.
Like pretending to be nice. So one night, Elsa drugs Cathy to search the room, doesn't find it. And then the next day they're out seeing more animals and there's these monkeys and they're trying to take Cathy's picture or something and a monkey jumps on her hair and starts attacking her.
Yeah.
And it turns out that she wears a wig and the wig comes off and the monkey does the monkey grab the diamond or does Elsa just see the diamond in the wig?
They don't really explain it. Yeah, it's just the monkey takes the wig off and takes the diamond, and
all I know is I was reading it at night and I turned to my wife and I told her about it and we both died laughing. It's become like an inside joke now, and that's what this book is, like, laughable. It's laughable.
It is.
There's something else that I wanted to point out that I noticed during the diarrhea scene is that this is one of the most basic written books. Like, it's like a kid's book. It's like an 8th grade education level.
It is. And there's one line in this book that kind of sums up how bad her writing is. And it was, here we go. And I had actually told my wife this one. She says, it was then that the cloud regurgitated the moon, making an easy target of Elsa. Have you ever heard of an author writing the cloud regurgitated the moon?
No. But I got to say that that's poetry compared to what I wrote down, which is like, we got off the boat. It was raining. We saw elephants. Like that's pretty much what it was.
Yeah.
There's a lion. Look at those giraffes. I'm scared.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is the book. They search for the diamond on the cruise ship, and they finally unveil how the diamond is being smuggled, who's behind it on the cruise ship. We get the identity of the 2 or 3 people that are involved in this, and you get a romance between Elsa and Clink, which culminates in, like with any of these books, I've known you for 3 whole days. Let's get married and live our lives together forever. And that's what happens. And yeah, I got some thoughts, but what's your general thought of the book? Just unless you have more to talk about in the details, but there's not really that many details.
Yeah, I think the only other details are they tell the captain and he gets some of the crew involved, and maybe some of the crew are involved. I think that was a little bit part of the mystery, but by then I was just like, this is so dumb. I just don't even care.
Right.
There was this weird part where, you remember the part where he's like drinking White Russians and he's like yelling at her to like drink white.
Right.
It had nothing to do with anything. Why does he want her to chug these White Russians with him? It was crazy.
I felt like Natalie Gates, when she wrote this, was writing about some of her failures in her 2 marriages. And I'm thinking that could have been she was reliving a scene from her own life, and that. Yeah, Clink is very demanding, and Clink basically tells her, like, I need you. I need to buy some perfume for you, and my favorite perfume, and I'd like to put it on you because obviously I'm going to be spending the night with you tonight.
Yeah, right.
He says that to her. I'm going to be spending the night with you tonight, and we're going to do the nasty. And she knows. She's like, well, I'm ready for that. I'm 28. I've never done this before.
Yeah.
It's a Conway Twitty song. I've never been this far before. And I need a man with a slow hand.
Oh man. Just drink these White Russians. Hurry up. So another amusing thing is when they go to the talent show and there's like the older lady doing the hula dance. Yeah. And they rag on that lady over and over. Like every character that comes in is just putting this poor hula dance lady down. And I'm like, and then I had the same thought where I was like, this is someone that she knows in real life. This is something that Natalie Gates knows in real life.
Yeah.
And she's taking them down.
Yeah, I felt like she was reliving a few things from her personal life in this book.
Yeah, and then there's the ridiculous part where by the way, spoiler alert, guys. There's the ridiculous part where the seagull has the diamond under its wing. That's where the diamond's been hidden the whole time, is under the seagull's wing.
Yeah.
You can like barely walk. Right. Diamond.
Yeah, so it's a 39 karat diamond, so it's huge. And they strap it to a seagull to get it off the ship. And I mean, I did an AI image generator. I mean, that's pretty legit, right? So I did that, and that diamond would be half the size of the seagull's body. There's just no way. There's no way that can happen.
She did not think of the physics of this.
No.
You figure that Dell would look this over and be like, "Hey, we got to change some of this stuff."
Yeah, and that's a point that I wanted to make was Dell would go, and not just Dell, but a lot of the publishers, when the Gothics became a hit on the market in the 70s, and they had paperback gold in their hands, they wanted to transform everything into a Gothic. So they would go back and raid the 1920s, 1930s, 1940s mysteries, and they would jack them up to look like they were Gothics with just let's throw a Gothic cover on it. Let's throw the house on there with the one light, and we'll just make it a Gothic, and everyone will read it thinking it's a brand new book. but Dell kind of did the same thing here with this, because they're getting this hardcover novel from 71, which does not look like a Gothic.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, hey, we can make this a Gothic because it's a vulnerable woman that's in trouble, and we don't need the, and we'll talk about this, but we don't need the mansion, we don't need all this other stuff, we don't need an inheritance. We're just going to throw it on here, make it a Gothic, and people will buy it and people will read it. But we know that it's not a Gothic. Not a Gothic.
No.
It we'll go through it together, but I think it fails the Gothic test.
Yeah. I would definitely say this is not even a mystery, it's a romance. This is a romance book.
It's a romance novel, no doubt about it. And I will say that the general idea of her, so she takes care of her mother for like a year or something like that, and she dedicates her life to just taking care of her mother, so she has no personal life whatsoever. Her sister didn't take care of the mom, didn't help her at all with the mom, and felt guilty about it, so she ends up giving her this year-long cruise to say thank you for taking care of our mother while she was sick, and you gave up and you sacrificed so much, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this was 71. Shirley Jackson had already done this in 59, or I think 60 or 59, with The Haunting of Hill House. Because in that book, at the beginning, there's a woman who sacrificed her life to try to take care of her mother.
Mm-hmm.
And then she ends up getting the invitation to go, spend the week or whatever it is in this gigantic mansion. So you sort of get the same idea. Let's take the woman who's taking care of her mother and sacrifice her personal life and put her somewhere. Shirley Jackson had already done that. So it's not even an original idea. I mean, so.
And it did it a lot better.
Much better. Yeah, much better. But yeah, do you want to go through the test?
Yeah, let's do the test.
Yeah.
The ending. Clink, they go to court. Clink ignores her for a year. He comes back, asks her to marry him. Surprise, with part of the diamond.
Yep.
And then there's some tasteless joke at the end. We don't even need to talk about it.
Oh.
Ooh. I was like, that. I seriously, my jaw just dropped at the end of that one.
You have to tell me that because I don't remember. What is that?
Oh, it's the it's where she wants to give money to the miner that found the diamond in the first place, right?
Yes.
And he's like, oh, you're weak or whatever he says.
Yes, right.
But he's like, oh, sure, honey, for you. And then there's this joke about African birth control. Like, he's like, you need to set up a society for African birth control.
Yes, okay.
It's like, oh my god, that was tasteless, sir. Tasteless.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, here we go. On that wonderful note, here's the Gothic litmus test. So we're going to go through the Gothic tropes and we're going to check them off. Where's my pen? So first we got the cover art. Got our book here.
Yep.
There we go. So for cover art, I have the woman running from a house. Would you consider that? Would you count that? Is she
There's no house. There's not a light on, is there? Unless you count that star.
Yeah, the star. I mean, yeah, she's out there. Looks like she's out in the fields. Maybe she just crawled out of the bushes doing her business.
Yeah, I mean, I would think just from the blues there and the because there's a lot of blue there, which is another Gothic thing. So with the blues and then her facial expression, it looks like she's running. I would say there's enough there to say that is a Gothic cover.
Yeah. I think. How about? Well, I think the reason we picked this is because it was a little bit different too. So I think we got to give a little leeway there, and we'll give them that one. We'll give them that one.
Yeah. You had originally pitched this to me saying, "Hey, let's read this because it's a Gothic on a cruise ship," and I was like, "Well, that sounds interesting."
Yeah, it does, right?
Yeah.
It should be so exciting. Let's see. So, one light on. No, there's no. Well, do you count the star? Would you count the star as the one light on? I mean, it's kind of creative. They're outside.
Giving any kind of stars to this book is difficult, so I would say no.
Okay. No. So 0 on the one light on.
Yeah.
So then we got the themes. We have I have number 1, Stranger in a Strange Land.
Yeah, most definitely.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't belong there. She's not native.
Nope.
Number 2, is there gaslighting in this?
Yes, I think in a way, because he makes her feel, in my opinion, he's making her feel inferior, and he's planting, but he's not really the one doing it. But he is, in a way, he's planting doubts in her mind of whether she can take care of the diamond herself. He needs to give it to her. He's more secure than her. He's more responsible.
Yes, she can't handle this. I would vote that's a yes.
Yeah, gaslighting, yes.
All right, gaslighting, check.
Yeah.
Then number 3, I have a handsome man with questionable motives.
Yes, most definitely. Yeah, handsome man. He's he was suspicious.
Number 4 is romance, obviously. Yes. Number 5, mystery.
Yeah. There's mystery.
Wow. This is gonna score higher than I know.
Oh, man.
Maybe my list is not foolproof. All right, no, so we're on number 6, hints of the supernatural.
No, absolutely not.
No. Then we have the isolated setting.
No.
No.
I mean, there's like 300 people on this ship.
Yeah, no. And then we have the invitation. So the Gothic invitation is usually something like she inherits it, or they need her to be a nanny or a caregiver.
Well, she did kind of inherit this because her mother died. She's left at the end of this death. Her sister gives her this gift of going away for a year. So it could have been the same as mom died and left me $1 million to go run away, or it could have been they needed me to be a cruise director on the cruise. I've taken a job as a cruise director. I've taken a job as a stewardess. There's always some kind of job or role. So I guess the inheritance thing kind of fits loosely into this.
I would say no. I would give her. No. I'd say give her a 0 on this one because it's not. Yeah, that inheritance thing I think is a big part of it. I mean, she was gifted this trip, but
yeah,
I don't know. It's on. It could go either way.
It could. I'll support your 0 on that. It doesn't fit the norm.
No. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got a 6.
Okay.
So out of 10, 6 out of 10, we have it.
So it's 60% Gothic, 40% romance.
Which I think is just incorrect. I don't know. Someone needs to go over this list. Who wrote this thing?
Well, I mean, it makes us guess our own parameters for Gothics. Maybe it isn't as defined as we think. Maybe it isn't as rigid.
Yeah.
We'll have to make more episodes. More people will have to watch more episodes to figure this out.
Yeah. I think what's sorely lacking here and what is not so much on our list at the moment is atmosphere.
Yeah.
There is 0 Gothic atmosphere in here. They're on the ship and what about the moonlit nights? You know what I'm saying? What about like fog? No mist?
Yeah. That's the thing with the Gothics is it normally is shoreside. It's typically going to be a house on the rocky shore. There's going to be fog, mist, possibly a tale or two of sailors lost at sea. There's a widow's peak in the house, that kind of thing. So we do get shoreside, but we miss all the other atmosphere.
They could have put it. She could have put it on a maybe an old cruise ship. You know, like maybe it's kind of rusty, kind of falling apart. But this thing is like state of the art. In fact, they mentioned the air conditioning a bunch in this. Like they're sitting in rooms of air conditioning. I was like, that is so not Gothic. It's so unbelievably not Gothic.
No, Yeah, atmospherically, it doesn't work at all.
I don't know. The 60% I'm not feeling. I think it may be like 40%.
Yeah. It's not a Gothic. That's the bottom line. Absolutely not a Gothic. And Dell, they fooled us. They tricked us.
They fooled us, Jerry. So are you ready to show off some Gothics here? We each grabbed 5.
Yeah.
All right, man. Why don't you go ahead and go first? Put you over there.
So this is kind of interesting. I was at the airport with my wife, and we were picking up her mother. And at the Jacksonville airport, they have a little bookshelf where you can pick up books and read them in the lobby, or you can take the books home. They're there for free. And this one doesn't have a cover, but I thought it was interesting. It is a hardcover of Ravenscroft and Darkwater. So it's a 2-in-1 by Dorothy Eden, who wrote Gothics. She's a really popular Gothic writer. So you can see this hardcover. It's all tattered. It's old.
Wow.
It's green pages. And it's I didn't get a chance to look at it.
See, that book has Gothic atmosphere.
It's been around. It says that this was printed in 1964. It's a first American edition, 1965, but a 2-in-1. And I want to say that I have the paperback of one of these. And I will say that both of these books are fairly popular Gothic books. Ravenscroft and Darkwater, very popular Gothic books. I've seen them in stores, a few different places. So
yeah, Dorothy Eden was one of the most popular writers there.
Yeah, she was.
So we got, speaking of Dorothy Eden, the first one up there. The Brooding Like this. I absolutely love this cover.
Yeah, that's great.
It is just beautiful.
Yeah, love that.
So I don't know anything about it. I didn't even read the back. I mean, obviously I read the back synopsis when I bought it, but
yeah.
But yeah, it's just a nice cover. I just wanted to show off that cover and mention that Dorothy Eden was one of the most popular writers. One time I was dropping off this job shirts downtown. It was in like a skyscraper, and I came down when I was going out the doors, the rotating doors. There was a Dorothy Eden book all squished down, like it had been rained on, and I was like, that is so sad. It's so Gothic.
Yeah, really. Trapped in the rain.
Poor Dorothy Eden. I should have grabbed it. Saved her, buried her at least.
Yeah. This is, see if I can get it up there. Virginia Kaufman, Mora. There we go. And I love the cover with her kind of peering up the staircase. This is actually a sequel to a series. This is 1959. This is the Anne Wicklow series. And she is a housekeeper. She gets hired to go to various places in the series. And there's a mystery everywhere. My wife and I actually started reading this. I would read to her in bed. We have like a little thing that we were doing. I would read books to her. And I started reading this one to her. It was really, really good. And it seems like it was legitimately going to be a supernatural book. Because at the beginning, she's at this this large mansion on the sea. And there's these slimy monsters that keep crawling up the side of the mansion and is like attacking the workers on the balcony. And then they find like there's a bunch of residents that are dead and their bodies are like laying on the beach, like bloated, decomposing corpses on the beach. Crazy, but
God, that sounds awesome. What is it again? We showed
it's a very popular Gothic, very popular. Virginia Kaufman's Mora. And
you said it's a series?
Yeah, it is, starring Anne Wicklow. And I reviewed one of her. I reviewed one of these series installments before, and she's a housekeeper. She just shows up at a house in one of the books, and she'll find a Gothic mystery. So the one that I had read before, I can't think of the name of it, but she fell in love with this guy, and he ends up getting killed at the end of the book. but there was it's a true Gothic. It had a mystery to it and everything, so it was cool.
Man, that sounds awesome. We
A
should do one of
Gothic
those.
series. Yeah. Well, we can. I mean, if you want to get that book. More.
Absolutely. Okay. I grabbed this one because I wanted to mention that you did a wonderful episode on this author.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Witch of Goblins Acres. I haven't seen that.
W.E.D. Ross. Which
Yeah,
there's a podcast episode of the Paperback Warrior about W.E.D. Ross.
Yes. Yeah, in fact, I have it right here on this coffee mug. Right there it is. All the little Gothic ladies right there.
Sorry. Hold on.
Oh, that's okay. No worries. Okay.
No, put it out there.
Where's she? Where are they at? Right there they are.
Right
the Gothic ladies are right there on that podcast episode. So there you go.
That's nice. This one, it does mention the supernatural forces.
Oh, good. Okay.
The eerie estate known as Goblin's Acres. So this sounds very sorry about that. So this sounds like it would be a very high ranking on the litmus test.
Well, I mean, we know that William Ross wrote supernatural books because the Dark Shadow series that he wrote, it's got a vampire. So.
Oh yeah.
Barnabas Collins.
Yeah, from the TV series.
Yeah. I've got the 2 books by Kay Ashby, but I'm going to show you the first one here. So there we go. Crown Valley. Kay Ashby. I love the cover with this eagle or bird, whatever that.
It looks like a Out of the Ashes, but a Gothic version of.
Yeah. There you go. And she looks terrified. This is 1973. Dell. And it says, she was warm, alive, in love. Then why did everyone treat her like a ghost? Maybe she's not alive. Maybe she's dead.
Oh wow, like a Sixth Sense, The Others kind of thing.
Yeah, maybe.
That would be cool. I thought The Others was kind of a gothic.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, most definitely.
I've only got one of these. It's one of the horoscope ones.
Tempest at Summer's End.
Man, so it's a Zodiac Gothic. This is Gemini. What are you, Eric? I'm a Virgo.
I was born in September. I don't know what I am.
I was born in September.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Are you before or after the 22nd?
Before.
Then you, my friend, are a Virgo also.
Nice. Okay. Wasn't aware of that.
How do you not know that?
I don't dig that stuff.
Yeah, but you've never been told. You've never dated a lady who told you what you are. You're
Probably
very Virgo, Eric.
Oh,
Eric,
they've told me what I am for sure.
But you don't
not
remember?
That. This is the other Kay Ashby book. She only did 2. This is the Climb a Dark Cliff. So again, Dell. And I don't know, is that a Gothic-y cover? I mean,
it looks kind of horror.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I don't know. That's 72.
Does it say Gothic on the side of it or anything? On the spine?
You know, it doesn't. It doesn't actually say that. You know, you would think Dell would put that on there, but they didn't.
Or like up here, like up in the corner. This one has it underneath it. Underneath the Dell. No?
Nope, doesn't say it. It says Fortress of Evil on the back. It's about the sea cliffs in California. It's a fortress of evil. Who knows? Could be.
That looks cool, though.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to find that one.
Yeah.
Paperback Library. House of Terror.
Edward Woodward.
Edward Woodward.
Male author.
Yeah, I wanted to, point out, as I said, this is a learning experience. And I think in the last video I said that there's no male authors with their name on the cover, and there's a ton. So
yeah.
Retraction. That was a retraction. Prove myself wrong here in case anyone calls me out.
Yeah, looks great.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
All these books that we got to read.
I know. I'll share this one just because it's hideous. I hate when they do these Easy Eye editions. Have you got some of these?
Mm-hmm.
They shrink the actual cover down so they can make this big white stripe that serves no purpose and says Easy Eye. So it's a large print Gothic. Jean Bellamy, 1969, and it's on non-glare paper, Nick. So
the paper?
Yeah.
Not the cover?
No, it says non-glare paper is what it says.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't know. And it's a Magnum.
The Magnum Easy Eye. Those are cool though. You're like, oh, this is so much better. Why didn't they make all books like this?
Yeah, really. I don't know.
Right, then my last one is this is one of my favorite covers. Dark Interval.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, that is great.
Joan Aiken. It says she woke to terror.
Artist Ron Lesser did some Gothics, and I want to say Joan Aiken was one of the ones that he did, so that could be a Ron Lesser cover.
Oh, that would explain it.
Because she's a real hottie there, and he painted hotties.
Yeah, you're right. It does look like that. Because just the way she is shaped there, it looks more like one of the old crime covers.
Yep,
with McGinnis or something.
Yeah, could be.
Good call.
Yeah. Man. So did you want to pick did you want to try to pick a book now, or you want to? I know we talked about it before, but I feel like we need to actually make sure, like, we need to do an actual Gothic. Like the two books we did were kind of suspect, or as the generation says, sus.
It's very sus. I much prefer the term sus than when people say it slaps. Have you heard that?
I haven't.
Good Lord, it slap. And they say it when they're saying it's like tough. Black Sabbath slaps.
Yeah, never.
Kids these days.
Never say that. I have some Ross over there over my shoulder. If you have any of those, I think I already reviewed Fog Island though.
The others I have. WED.
Yeah.
That's that one. The one that I showed.
Oh, that's the only one you have?
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of when I got that Avallone haul, when I was looking it up, I seen that he had some Gothics.
Yeah, and do you have his what is it? He wrote him as Edwina Noone.
Yes.
That's play on Edward Noone.
I know, it's so
Private
funny.
Eye. Spy.
Oh God, I love it.
There's one over there though that I have. Let me see.
I don't have any of them, so whatever we would pick, I would have to order it. But that's fine. I don't.
No, I think you do. I think you have Dark Cypress.
That's what I thought too when I was over there looking for it.
No, you have it. Yeah, you have it because I saw it in your book haul and I commented on it.
Well, so Eric, let me tell you something. Can you see that back there behind me?
I see that mess.
Yeah, so maybe I do have it somewhere.
Well, if you have it, let's do that one. I've read it before, but I want to read it again.
Okay.
Because it was so good.
Well, if you say I have it, then I have it.
Yeah, you do. Well, maybe it was a different Edwina Noone that you had.
No, I think it was Dark Cypress because when I saw it online, I was like, I got that.
Yeah.
I was looking for it, to show off here, and I couldn't.
It is like a 4-star Gothic. It's a 5-star Gothic.
Oh, that's so exciting. And it's really a Gothic, you think? You think it will rank high on the checklist?
Yeah. Yeah. It should be the standard going forward. To compare it to Dark Cypress.
That's awesome.
And the reason why I read it was Stephen Mertz, who loves Michael Avallone's writing, the late Stephen Mertz, who wrote MIA Hunter and a bunch of action adventure novels in the Mac Bolan universe. He told me how great that Gothic was, and he said it was the best Gothic he's ever read. And then he told me to get it, so I ended up paying like $25 for it because it's really expensive. But I read it, I was like, okay, totally get it now why he said that, because it's really good.
Oh man, we're definitely doing it. Dark Cypress it
Yeah.
is, people. I'll pop
Dark
the cover
Cypress.
up on the screen there if anyone wants to join in for the conversation.
Yeah, go out there and buy Dark Cypress. That way you can read along with us.
It'd be a lot of fun. So we're gonna do these like once a month. Though they'll never be 2 hours again. That was that was our pilot episode. Remember when they used to do the pilots? They would do whole movies,
right?
Then the show would trim down.
Yeah.
So we're gonna trim these down.
Yeah, we could try to do them live next time. I know this one's recorded, but we could try to do them live if you want.
Oh yeah. I'm down.
We'll do comments and stuff. Yeah, so
yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Radical. All right. Well then, let's call it a day then. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Peace out. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Peace out, Eric.
Yeah, that's what the kids do these days, right?